Recording. So good morning students. Let us start with unit number 3. Unit number 3 is sequencing problem. So if you remember in the last class we discussed about the traveling salesman problem. In that I said that traveling salesman problem is one kind of a sequencing problem. Why sequencing problem? Because we want to say that the traveling salesman will start from one point and will keep on moving to the other city without being repeatedly coming back to the same city. Okay, I hope I am audible.
Yes, sir.
Hello, is it audible? Okay, okay, okay. Salesman problem. We said that it's a problem because he needs to
Sir, your
visit
voice is not
visit
clear, sir.
different city. Okay, just a second. I'll check my connection once again. Hello, is it audible now? Hello, hello, is it audible now?
Yes,
Ah,
sir.
yes, sir.
Okay, so as I was saying, in the last class we discussed about the traveling salesman problem. In traveling salesman problem, we said that traveling salesman is visiting different cities without coming back to visited city. So if he visits one city, he is not supposed to come back to that original city. But at the end, he should have a cyclic sequence. Is it or not? So it can be a cyclic sequence, that is if he starts from A, goes to B, goes to D, goes to C, goes to E, and come back to A. So this is cyclic. Then there is acyclic. Acyclic sequences when he starts with A, goes to B, goes to D, goes to C, goes to E, and does not come back to A. Okay, so this is acyclic. Cyclic is when he returns back to his original headquarters. If he doesn't returns to his original headquarters, then it is acyclic. Example can be, say, a person starting from his headquarters city, visiting different branches, and coming back to different branches and coming back to the headquarters. Okay. Example, other can be postman, coming from the office, visiting residents, delivering his letters, and going back to his home, not going back to his office. Okay, so he has collected all the letters, delivered it to the residents, and he went back to his home. He doesn't need to come back to his head office again. So this is a cycle. So in both the cases, he wants to have the minimum traveling time. Okay, this was one kind of a sequencing problem. Okay, though it can be solved with the help of an Hungarian method. Is it or not? We in the last class we discussed about the Hungarian method. Is it understood? Is it understood? Any problems? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any problems up to this point? Any problem, students?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now, for the introduction to your sequencing problem, I hope I'm clear. So let me just take you to the sequencing problem. This was not sequencing problem. This was a kind of a sequencing problem. We are saying that we can solve this with the help of a sequencing problem also, but in Hungarian method, and quite easily we can do it. Now, in sequencing problem, let us say I have a workshop. Workshop having three machines. Okay, three machines, namely drill, mill, and lathe. Okay, and in this workshop, in this workshop, I fabricate or machine two products, P1 and P2. Okay, so let me say that, let me draw the layout of my workshop. So I have this floor. So this is my floor plan. Okay, I have one machine here. Say this is my milling machine. I have one machine here, set lathe, and I have one machine here, say drill. Okay, any problems? So this is my workshop. Okay, so any workshop it can be. This is my entry point. Say this is my exit point. Anything you can assume. Okay, entry. Let us say this is exit. Okay, now at this entry we have two raw materials for P1 and P2. At the exit I have P1 and P2 final product. This is raw material. Can you visualize this? Can you visualize this, students? Hello, students, am I audible?
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
I'm sorry, I think my connection got disconnected. So the last thing that I said is, can you visualize the workshop? Is there any problem in understanding of the workshop? Is there any problem in understanding of the workshop? Please respond, students. Otherwise, it is difficult to understand whether you are getting anything or not.
Once again, you can explain, sir. Can you explain, sir?
I can. See, so basically, I am having a workshop. In the workshop, I am having three machines. First machine is a milling machine. The second machine is a lathe machine, and the third machine is a drill machine. So they are fixed in this sequence. when you enter into the workshop, you have one milling machine. Then if you move on further, you will see a lathe. And then if you move towards the right, then you will see drill machine. And then there is an exit point. Okay. So a person may enter here, raw material may enter here, they may get processed on milling machine, lathe machine, drill machine, and get exited at the exit point. Now is it clear? So at the entry, we have raw material for two products. I am manufacturing two different products. Say one product looks like a shaft with a central drill. Okay, so you have a axis like this, and through the axis you have a drill. So it's a shaft. Okay, clear? The other may be a plate. Other may be a plate, and plate may have drills like this. Okay, so these are the two products that I am fabricating or manufacturing or machining in my workshop. Is it clear now, students?
Yes, sir.
Sir, those three machines are used to manufacture three different products, sir.
No, two different products. I said clearly two different products, P1 and P2. And they are not manufacturing two different products. All the three machines are used for manufacturing of these two products.
Okay, one
Okay,
product is
like
going through all three
P1,
machines.
all the three machines. Other product is going through all the three machines. Okay,
Okay.
is it understood now?
Yes, sir.
Clear, students? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Any doubts now? Okay. So what I'm saying here is that we have three machines. I have two products which are to be manufactured. Now, the what is the problem? So if you understand this, what I need is I want a plan. If you understand this, then I need a plan. Plan for what? Plan for sequence of operation to be performed on products products so that the total elapsed time is minimum. Means what? Means that if I want to prepare two products, let us say I'm preparing only one quantity of both product. Okay, we may be manufacturing different quantities, but let us say that we are manufacturing only quantity one. That is, I want to prepare one product of P1 and one product of P2. Okay, now if I'm producing only one product, then what I'm doing is I can allow product P1 to enter here, get processed on machine, milling machine, then pass on to drilling machine, then pass on to your lathe machine, then get exit. Once this is done, then I allow P2 to enter and go to lathe machine, go to milling machine, go to drilling machine, and get exited. This can be my sequence. Understood? First sequence can be I allow P1 to enter, get processed at M1, then milling M, then get processed to drilling, then get processed to lathe, and then get out. So sequence will be MDL. For P1, sequence is MDL. For P2, sequence is LMD. Understood? Any doubts in this? Any doubts in this? Any doubts in this?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. So if there's no doubt, there will be certainly, let me just write it clearly here. So for P1, the process will be M, then going to D, then going to L, and then exit. Correct? Similarly, for P2, let us write P2 will be L going to M, going to D, then exit. Correct? Now, when product P1 is getting processed on M, there will be certainly some processing time. Let us say it is P11. Okay, processing time, or let us not use P, it will be getting confused. So let us write T time, T11, first product, first machine. Okay. Similarly, this time will be T13, first product on third machine. Since this is my first machine, this is my second machine, and this is my third machine. Okay. Then similarly, here it will be processing time for T12, first product on second machine. Correct? This is processing time. Similarly, here also there will be a processing time T22, second product on second machine. Here it will be T21. Here it will be T31. Sorry, 223. Second product on third machine. Hello, am I audible, students?
Yeah, sir. Now it's audible.
I'm sorry, I got a call, so I got disconnected. Anyhow, so now, as I was saying, so we have two products. So products are processing on these machines. So there are some processing time. So we have written the processing time. Now, if you see the total time is equal to T11 plus T13 plus T12 plus T22 plus T21 plus T23. Is it or not? Is it correct?
Sir.
How many of you say that it's correct? Please put it in the chat. Those who feel that it is correct, please put it in the chat. Please put it in the chat, students. If correct, just write correct. Incorrect, IN. Please put students.
So the T is for total time of both products,
कितना
sir.
time लगता है लिखने के लिए? Please put it in the chat. Till now, I haven't received any chat. Hello. Am I
Sir,
audible, students?
the T is for
Yes. Yes,
total time
Aditya.
of both products, sir.
Both the products. Both the products. Total time. Total processing time.
Okay.
For total processing time, is the formula correct? If I write T is equal to T11 plus T13 plus T12 plus T22 plus T21 plus T23. Is it correct? That is my question. Is it correct, students? Till now, nobody has responded how much time it takes, whether it is correct or whether it is not. If you don't know the answer, just put no in the answer. Please put it in the chat, students. Only one message, no. What happened, Aditya? Don't you know the answer? Aditya, is it correct or not?
I think so. Yes, sir.
Yes. Put it in the chat. Yes. Kanna, what happened? Now he has put a message. Okay. CRT, CTR only, sir, because he representing total time. Not okay. Ramesh, yes. Anybody else? Why students are not responding? What is the reason? If you don't know the answer, please put no as the answer. If you don't know the answer, just put no. What happened to others? Jeevan? Jeevan. If you people don't know where to find the chat, I'll tell you, you can find the chat in the last three dots of your screen. There chat is available. You can put your message in the chat there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 people are listening, I think. Rest are just joining and not listening to what I'm saying. 37 students and only 4 messages. Please put it in the chat. Shrikant 304. Shrikant, can you unmute yourself? Shrikant 304. I feel 90% students have just joined and they are not even listening. Out of 37, only 5 messages. 6, 7. Okay, now I think people are responding. We'll wait for 1 more minute, then I'll tell you the answer. Those who are responding here, I'm going to give them only the attendance today. Only 7 people are going to get the attendance. 8. See, students, why I'm insisting on you putting the answers is because I want to understand whether you people have got the idea behind this, because this forms the foundation for the sequencing problem. If you are not able to grasp what is elapsed time, then you are not able to grasp how to reduce that elapsed time. First thing is you should understand what is elapsed time. Okay, then only you will be able to reduce it. Unless and until you understand what is the processing time, then how you are going to reduce it? Okay, now I'm not going to see to the chat. Let us come back to where I have stopped. So if you see this sequence, if they see this sequence, the last operation of P1 is to be performed on L, that is lathe. But the first operation will be performed on lathe. Second operation will be performed on milling. First operation will be performed on milling. Third operation will be performed on drilling. Second operation will be performed on drilling. So if you see, if I start both the products at the same time, if I start both the products at the same time, then there is no collision if T22 is exactly equal to T11. If T21 is exactly equal to T13, if T132 is exactly equal to T23, then there will be no waiting time for the for product as well as, and no idle time idle time for machine. Okay, then if this is the case, then this formula is correct. If the product P2, if the product P2 has to wait until this machine gets cleared, then there will be certainly I1, sorry, I22, that is idle time for product 2 at 2 at machine 2 will be added in this for the total processing time. Okay, what is my intention behind saying all this is the total elapsed time will always be equal to the total processing time that is achieved by adding all these values plus the idle time of the machine plus the waiting time of the product. Okay, so our objective is to provide such an sequence in which there should be minimum waiting time for the machine, for the product, and minimum idle time for the machine. That way you can have a better utilization of your machine and better processing time for the products. Is it clear now? Is it clear now? Is it understood, students? So your answers may be correct or wrong depending upon whether there is a waiting time for the product or there is an idle time for the machine. Is it understood now? Is there any doubt up to this point, students?
No, sir.
Okay, so let me just stop sharing here and let us just go to the book. You can see there are different notations and terminologies and assumptions. Okay, so the first notation is TIJ. So there are different products and different machines. So if there are, say for example, if there are, if you see this part, you read this line, see, if there are n equal to 3 jobs. Okay, so 3 jobs means 3 products. If there are 3 products that needs to be performed on 3 different machines, okay, then the total number of possible sequences means, if you go back, if we go back to our this sequencing here, I could have from P1 could have gone to M1 or could have gone, okay. Similarly, P2 could have gone to D1 first, L second, M third. Similarly, P2 could have gone to M, D, L. P could have gone to M, L, D. P could have gone to D, L, M, and number of operations, number of sequences can be possible. If correct or not, there can be number of sequences, number of alternative options that can be possible. Correct? How to find out the number of possibilities? So number of possibilities is dependent upon the number of jobs and the number of machines that are available. So you can see the number of possible sequences can be number of jobs factorial to the number of machines to the power of number of machines. Okay, so for this case it will be 3 factorial to the power of 3. For our case it will be 2 factorial to the power of 3. Okay, so these many options are available. So you see very small number of jobs, only 3 number of jobs, and 3 machines can have 216 alternatives. Did you get it? So with even if value of m and n, even if the value of m and n are very small, it is difficult to get the sequence of total minimum time. Why? Because you will have to identify all 216 operations, 216 sequence, and on all those 216 sequence, you have to identify the processing time, you have to identify the idle time, you have to identify the waiting time, and all those times, if we are adding, then we will get the 216 total elapsed time. Okay, so even for a small problem of 3 by 3, we are having 216 elements. Is it understood now? Is it understood, students? Okay, so we can say that sequencing problem is a difficult problem. Okay, but there is always a ray of hope in the dark clouds. That is, for this kind of problem, we have one method which is called Johnson's procedure. Okay, so even if it is difficult, we have got one procedure that can be used for easy solving of the sequencing. Okay, now before we go into Johnson's procedure, I'm not going to go in Johnson's procedure today. I'm interested in telling you what are the notations, terminologies, and assumptions during the sequencing problem. This will formulate our base, and we can start with the sequencing problem in the next class. Okay, so our base is to be set up today. So for base, first is T1 TIJ, that is processing time, required time, or the time required for machining of job I on machine J. So as we were discussing, T21, that is processing time for product 2 on machine 1. Correct? Similar manner, they are using TIJ, that is processing time for job I on machine J. So there is number of jobs. So I is varying from 0 to M, and number of machines are varying from 0 to N. Okay, so you have two indicators or indexes I and J. So Tij will be equal to processing time required for job J on machine, job I on machine J. Total elapsed time is T, capital T. That is what I have used. Total elapsed time is T. That is for processing all jobs. This include idle time, if any. If there's any idle time, that is the job has started, but machine is not available. Machine is available, but job is not ready. Then also it is called an idle time. So if there's an idle time, then the idle time of on machine J, I I IIJ is idle time on machine J from the end of job I minus one, उससे पहले का job, the previous job, and the start of new job. So the idle time between the job earlier completed and the job to be started, that is called IIJ. Now terminologies are number of machines. The number of machines refer to the number of service facility through which the job must pass before it is assumed to be completed. And another example for this, to understand this better, let us say that if you visit an airport in the foreign lands, then you need to process first through the immigration. Number of people attending or arriving through that flight first needs to go through the immigration. You need to go to that person, you need to tell your purpose of your visit, the stay of your time to that particular country, the visa formalities, all this you have to perform. So the number of machine is the number of facilities, that is the immigration office. So if you are going to an immigration office, that is first facility. The second is you go to the belt to lift your luggage. The third is you get out of the airport and catch a cab. So you go to the cab booking counter. So there are three things. One is the immigration, second is the belt, third is your cab counter. Okay, so number of machines are not only the machines, not only you are using lathe machine, milling machine, and drilling machine, it can be the facilities. Like if you are visiting to a petrol pump, in petrol pump here can be one where you are going and feeding the petrol or diesel depending upon the type of the vehicle you are using. Then you go to the washing center. There are certainly some your some of your petrol pump provide washing of your wiper or the damper of your car and so on. Okay, then third is you go to the air filling station where you get filled in the air in your tires. Okay, so there can be different facilities, everybody may pass through these different facilities, processing time may be different. Okay, so these are facilities as well as the number of machines. So it is not always a workshop or it is not always the machine shop. It can be a service facility. You may go to an Airtel office, you may visit the Airtel office, you may take the SIM card, you may get recharge, you may take the KYC, and different facilities may be provided. Okay, is it understood now? Is it clear, students? Is there any doubt up to this point? Do you understand what is number of machines?
Yes, sir.
Am I
Yes,
clear
sir.
with the facilities? Okay, thank you. So next is the processing time. Processing time is the time required by a job on each machine. So if you are going to a petrol pump, the time required for the person to put up the pipe into your fuel tank and to start the petrol filling of the petrol, to remove the pipe, close the knob, put it back into the filling station. That is the processing time. So whatever the time required for completion of that service is the processing time. Then processing order. Order is the sequence. If you are going into a petrol pump, first you are going to the air filling station, coming back to fill the petrol, that is one sequence. The other can be you are going into the petrol pump, you are filling first the petrol, then coming back to the air station. There can be one sequence where you are going into the petrol pump, getting your wipers washed first, then filling the petrol, then filling the air, then getting out of the petrol pump. So there are different sequences for completion of that service. So whatever the time required for completion of that service is the processing time. Then processing order. Order is car in the petrol pump. So the petrol pump vendor or the person who's standing at the petrol pump is standing idle. So that is his idle time. There is one car which is getting filled, then it is being processed. So the person who's sitting at the air filling station is waiting for the person to come back to his point to get the service done. So that is also an idle time for the air filling station, not for the petrol filling station. Okay, so there can be an idle machine for different machines. Then total elapsed time, the time you enter into the petrol pump and the time you get relieved from the petrol pump or time you get out of the petrol pump, the total time you spend in the petrol pump is the total elapsed time. This may include your service time at the filling station, your waiting time before the earlier vehicle leaves the petrol pump, all that time, idle time of you, idle time of the petrol pump, everything will be included in the total elapsed time. Okay, correct. Then there is one thing which is called no passing rule. No passing rule means if an job is to be processed on two machines, then it must pass through that two machines in the order M11. Then each of the object or the job must process to the machine 1 and then go to machine 2. That is, if I have created a barricades so that anybody entering into the petrol pump will first go to the petrol station, then only will go to the air filling station. So inverse order is not possible, then it is known as no passing rule. Okay, any problems up to this point? Any problem, students?
No, sir.
Okay, so there are different sequencing problems. Like if you see, this is the first one where processing n jobs through two machines. So there can be number of jobs, they are being processed on two machines. Then there can be another type of a problem where you have three machines. I'll just skip to some of the book pages. See, and processing n jobs through three machines. So first type of problem is two machines, second type is three machines, then number of machines, I think through m machines. Okay, so we start with the simple problem of having n number of jobs processing through two machines and then three machines, then we are increasing the number of machines. Okay, so there can be different problems. Okay, then there can be two jobs on m machine, the inverse of this, that there are number of machines and only two jobs are to be performed. There are number of machines, only three jobs are to be performed. There are number of machines with number of operations to be performed. Okay, the inverse of that is also possible. So this is the total your sequencing problem. So today I'm not going into the complete problems, we'll go into problems in the next class. Most probably tomorrow we have a class, but I will not be able to take that class because I am on leave tomorrow. So on Friday we will take one class, and we'll see if possible I'll take a class on Saturday also to make up for this loss of class. Okay, okay students.
Sir, till when
Yeah,
this online will run?
sorry.
We are having the regular exams, right?
Yeah, your regular exams are supposed to start on 11th, na?
13th, sir.
13th, I think.
13,
13th.
sir.
Okay, I am not sure whether there is people have taken any decision, because now I'm not the academic in charge. So I'll ask the academic in charge what is the procedure, and I'll let you know today itself. I'm sorry, that day also I said, but I forgot later. So I'll ask him, and you may ask Umesh sir. Umesh sir is teaching you MMT, na? You can ask him. He'll speak. सर अच्छा तो यही बैठा है, मैंने देखा ही नहीं. अरे क्लासेस कब तक हैं, बच्चे पूछ रहे हैं. ये रेगुलर क्लासेस, उनका रेगुलर एग्जाम है ना 11 तारीख से 13 तारीख से. तो रेगुलर क्लासेस के लिए, वो रेगुलर एग्जाम्स के लिए क्या करेंगे? रिवीजन से क्या होगा, उनको रेगुलर टाइम तो चाहिए ना पढ़ने के लिए. तो अप टू 10th क्लासेस चलेगी, 10th 12th तक. Okay, so for now he is also not having any information from the academic audit cell. So if we get any information from the academic audit cell, we'll let you know. But for now it is like up to 10th or 11th your classes will go on like this only. Okay, okay students. Aditya, have you taken the attendance?
Yes.
I think 37 students are there. 35. So out of 48, only 35 are attending. Okay, you are having exam tomorrow, na? Okay, anyhow. That hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then shall we end the meeting now?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for joining, students. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.